Let's see what we can harvest from the garden today. First, we're going to start off with the cutest eggplants I've ever seen, changing my mind. So this is called a fairy tale eggplant. And I want you guys to take a look at these. Look how pretty they are, and they're so tiny. This variety is perfect for containers. So I have it in a planter over here, and it's recently started producing. It's still putting on a lot of blooms. For a few weeks there, all the blooms kept drying up, but it's finally producing clusters. And this is actually the variety that got me hooked on eggplant. Before trying these, I swore eggplant was just not for me. And then I had a taste of these and I fell in love. Look how pretty they look. These never get too big, so it's important not to let them over ripen on the plant. Oh my gosh, I almost missed all of these down here. Oh, they're so pretty, you guys. They literally do look like they're meant for a fairy tale. Look at that. I remember when I first started harvesting these last year, there was people telling me those need to get a little bit bigger. They're not ready yet. But on the contrary, this variety never gets much bigger than this. Next up, I'm going to harvest most of these peppers. I feel like I cannot keep up with them. Tomorrow is my sister-in-law's baby shower, so I'm gonna take a bunch of these to share with family and friends because I have so many in the refrigerator already. This plant right here took a while to start producing, but I think I might have let them get a little bit too ripe. Look at that color, and now I know that if it curves, most likely it's going to be very spicy. And these actually were very spicy last year. And what I find really interesting too is that these were actually a lot smaller last year as well. This year they're probably 3 times the size. Last time this container only had about 1 ripe tomato, but now there's several. And they look beautiful. And there's a couple here as well. I don't think we'll eat this one, but maybe it might be good for seeds. This is the variety that says it's a Roma tomato, but it doesn't look like a Roma to me. It's way too round compared to the more oblong shape of the Romas. I'm also bringing this one inside. Even though it's not fully red, I'll let it ripen on the counter just because I want to make sure that it doesn't over ripen, and that can happen within a matter of days. My favorite vegetable is finally ready to pick. I feel like I get the most excited for these. This is a squash. I'm not sure what variety. I'll look for the tag right now. Ow. But the leaves feel like they have espinas or alwates. Ow. Let me see if I can lift it up. Look at that, you guys. Even more exciting than that are these gorgeous Brad's Atomic Grape Tomatoes. I've never tried this variety before. You can see it right here. But I bought the seeds off Baker Creek and I'm so excited. I love adding things to the garden that have beautiful color, that look very rare and unique. And most of all, it's awesome when they taste amazing as well. I've never tried these before, and I don't really know how to tell if they're fully ripe or not. I tried reading it online and I still feel a little confused, but they're not fully green. They have a little bit of an iridescent green, purple, orange, and more of like almost a dark brown, I would say, or maybe a really deep purple. So I'm gonna bring in a couple of these and then we'll be able to test them out. This one right here still looks a little bit more green, but when I squish it, it has some give. So I'm gonna bring it indoors now. Honestly, I think this is one of the most stunning tomatoes I've ever grown. And look at these ripe clusters of tomatoes. They are just magnificent. And there's a few more up here, but these aren't all fully ripe, so I'm only gonna take the ones that are. Uh-oh, this is my Serrano plant, and as you can see, no matter how much I pick them, I just can't keep up. So I'm gonna pick all the red ones first again like last time, and then we'll move on to the green ones again. And this time I think I'm gonna try and get every single pepper off the plant, just so that I can buy myself some time before it keeps producing like this again. But look at that color. These are gonna be extra spicy. Okay, I feel like I'm making progress finally. Now let's harvest all these green ones before they turn red. I finally finished this little portion. Now I need the rest of the plant, and there's so many, so I'll just chat with you guys while I do this. So my next big project, well, it's not that big, it's just going to be a little bit more time consuming, is going to be actually setting up drip irrigation to my garden beds. Right now I'm using a PVC setup, which works amazing. Don't get me wrong, it works perfectly. It's cost effective, but I realized that I've been traveling a lot more than I ever did, and the days have started heating up so much that it's really difficult for me to keep up with watering all of the garden beds, especially when I have a lot of appointments and a lot more work stuff to take care of. And it's happened more than once where I start watering one of the garden beds and I completely forget about the rest until the following day when I'm like, wait, was I watering them? And the good thing is I have a timer for them, so I'm not wasting water. But I feel like the beds aren't getting even watering because I'm not able to keep up with that. And then once the summer hits and our temperatures start climbing from the 100s, which it is today, to something like 115, 120, it's gonna be really difficult to be out here even for a few minutes. So I just want that peace of mind that everything is set up on drip. That way I don't have to worry about anything. And while the plants are being watered, I can continue working on editing content, filming content, and then just taking, ow, just cut myself. And just taking care of more work stuff. Oh, I need a Band-Aid. That's gonna burn. Maybe that's not what I want to happen when I'm picking peppers, of all things. But yeah, that's what I want to work on next. I don't really know if I'll film the whole process of setting up irrigation just because the beds are just full of stuff that I think it'll be really hard to actually film it and capture scenes when you have all these leaves and plants and stuff going on. Plus, now that it's been heating up, my camera can't record for very long before shutting down just because the temperatures are just insane right now. And it's crazy, I was telling my husband, I feel like I can't handle the heat right now, but this is gonna be mild compared to how hot it's going to get in the next few months. And at that point, I'm gonna be wishing it was 100 degrees. That's gonna be a full basket again. I was gonna bring out the smaller basket today. I thought for sure I'm not gonna fill up the big one, but I think I might. We'll have to see though. You know what I'm really excited for? So I've been harvesting a lot of peppers. At this point, I feel like I have enough peppers, more than enough. But what I really want to try now are the melons, the watermelons, all of the cantaloupe. I planted several different varieties this year, so I really want to try most of them. And then also, I cannot wait for Armenian cucumber season. We already have some vines growing, and that's one of my favorite crops. Oh my gosh, I remember last year when it was really hot, I would come out here, I would pick a couple of Armenian cucumbers, drizzle some lemon on them, some salt, tajin, tapatio. Oh, you guys, it was heaven. And then also during the hottest parts of the year, one of my favorite things to eat is ceviche, or not ceviche because that's with when the shrimp is more raw, and then you cook it in lemon. It's cóctel de camarón, where you actually cook the shrimp. But I loved making that with Armenian cucumbers. Okay, I'm gonna start using my hands now because I'm scared to use the pruners where I can't see. But that's something I cannot wait for. Armenian cucumbers. Okay, let's see here. Oh my gosh, I'm picking these like 3 or 4 at a time, which makes me so happy. That's incredible. Look at that. And then of course, you guys already know we cannot forget the eggplant. Last time I left a couple of them on here to get a little bigger, and I think they're ready to bring inside now. Look how pretty. So you see how it went from that glossy finish to more of a semi-matte finish? I don't want to leave it on there for too long, otherwise it might become bitter. Last but not least, we have these infamous yellow peppers. I've been told that they're several different things. Ají lemon peppers, I think was one of them. Ají cristal. I don't remember the others, but one thing I can say is that they're extremely spicy, and I will never be biting into one of these like that again. But I think if you were to put them in dishes and you don't add too much, then they're delicious. So I'm gonna pick a few of these. A part of me wants to prank my family members and get them to try one, but I would feel too bad. I know how painful these can be. And a lot of you guys were telling me that a good way to see whether a pepper is spicy or not is by how it curves. If it curves it's most likely going to be very spicy. And look at these. A lot of people are probably wondering why I bit into it instead of just trying a little bit, and it's honestly because I became very confident that they were going to be sweet. Remember, I tricked you guys with the habanada peppers, or what I thought were habanada peppers. Those looked spicy, but they were actually really sweet, and so I thought this would be the exact same story, and it definitely was not. While we're at it, I think I should give you guys an update on the artichokes. I did not wind up harvesting them. I thought I would harvest them when I got back, but by the time I got back, they started opening up way more. So I don't think this will really be edible. They're probably gonna bloom and look really beautiful, but next cycle, I'll go ahead and harvest them as soon as I start to see them plump up, because whenever I feel them, they're actually very loose now. And here's what I harvested from the garden today.